started.
Well, welcome to today's Dig This program, right? I'm Liz Muscat, as Barbara mentioned, and the president of NYCRU, and I'm thrilled to be here today because the mission and the message of what we are doing is so good. And we all need a little positive things that make getting up in the morning, you know, what we do and come to make this place a better place, right? So I'd like to give you a brief overview of the players today. The Cru Careers Building Opportunities Program is intended to provide an educational opportunity to high school girls so that they're exposed to career possibilities in real estate and real estate related careers. And NYCRU, we're a local chapter of the Cru Network. There are 87 chapters and over 8,000 members. And NYCRU's involvement in Cru Careers Building Opportunities program began about a year and a half ago. And at that time, we researched many nonprofit partner candidates, and at that time we thought that the Youth Empowerment Mission, YEM, as a nonprofit partner, had the most compatible interests with NYCRU.
I am the executive director and founder of the Youth Empowerment Mission. We run several programs for young people and their families, including the Blossom Program for girls. We are really advocates for treating children like children. Our program is located in Bedford-Stuyvesant, and we service Bedford-Stuyvesant, East New York, Brownsville, and the surrounding areas. And I say that because basically if you can get to us, we will work with you.
And without further ado, I'm going to introduce Barbara Champeau. Thank you.
As a founding member of this initiative last year for NYCRU Network, we are thrilled this year to have had almost double the number of girls arrive as we were expecting. It required us to be nimble, to be adaptive, to work together as a team, and these were the very things that we were trying to teach these girls to do. So it put us through our paces, and we had to demonstrate that we can do what we're trying to teach them to do. Take a look. We've got 4 teams, 4 color teams: red, blue, green, yellow. Pretty obvious. The rest of you, raise your hands who aren't sitting at a team with a balloon color.
This is my group.
Okay, and we've got Kaneefa group. Okay, good. Go around the table, introducing yourself, meet your team leader, and then I want you to take, within that 5 minutes, I want you all to come up with a name for your group so you're just not known as the Reds.
I work for Tishman Speyer Properties. This is property management. And I have a master's degree in special education, and I was a public school teacher. So we have to come up with a name. Green, green, green. Come on.
What's your team name?
Big Apple Red.
Big Apple Red. I like it. Blue team.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Giuseppe Basilo.
Giuseppa?
Basilo.
Okay, and what's your team name?
MS Limited.
MS Limited. Okay, interesting name. Is there a story behind that?
MS Girls, MS Limited for money and shopping.
Excellent. Oh, who's your spokesperson?
Me, Nia Logan.
Okay, Nia, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
What's your team name?
Eco Green.
Oh, very fitting. I love it.
BD Limited Partners.
Okay, and there's a story behind that. What's that?
Go ahead, Joe.
Brooklyn Divas Limited Partners.
Brooklyn Divas.
Excellent. And then yellow team, who's your spokesperson? Ellie. Ellie, okay. And what's your team name?
BSF Finance.
I'm Sharon Curdan. I am NYCRU's president-elect. This is my second time being involved with the community outreach program with the girls from YEM. Last year our project was much different. We walked around Bedford-Stuyvesant and we saw a building that was being remodeled, and the girls had to decide what they wanted to do with that site. This year we're asking them to look at real estate in a different light, to look at a site that already exists, see what they want to do with it. How would they take that site and convert it for their use?
I'm going to introduce a panel of experts who are going to be your advisors. These would be one of the first people you would ask to bring onto your leasing team. You're going to think about what they have to say and how you might use them if you're looking for new space or looking to redo your old space.
The most important thing before you start to take a look at space is what we call programming. But at the end of the day, it's really understanding who you are and getting ring. We all have it. We all just need the more the better. So it's a time for us to what we call profile you, understand who you are. I think you have to think about what you're going to need in the future. You know, you're here now, you're 10 people, but hopefully in a year you have 100 people working in your space.
Because commercial real estate is one of the few professions that has such a broad range of jobs in it that I bet everybody in this room would find something they like about commercial real estate. There are brokers, there are title companies, there are the people that own, there are the people that rent, there are the people that design, there are the people that build.
Yes, I'm a property manager, and I'm really, the position I have now is I work for the owner, the person who owns the building. One of the people on the team should be somebody who knows what your needs are.
How many of you in the room know what a real estate broker does? A commercial real estate broker is involved only with spaces that an office or a store or a restaurant might be interested in leasing or buying.
Just as you would have a budget at home to operate your household, or you heard your parents talking about a budget at home, you need to think about electricity. What's that going to cost you?
So you've said to yourself, I don't know if I want to stay in this space. I should see what's out there in the market. Let me go get Marilyn, help me do that. Marilyn has said, well, I can help you, but in order to really find space for you that will really be good for you, I need to know what you want to use it for. Let me bring Kathleen in, and she'll help you figure that out. Kathleen has identified a number of things, or her colleague on the other side of the table. Kathleen has identified a number of things that you might want to do or might want to be aware of. It comes to money. So Kathleen has said, let's get Sharon on board, and let's get Sharon to help us figure out, you know, is it worth what it's going to cost, and do we have the money that it's going to take to pay for it? And Sharon has just started to talk about these concessions and the services and, you know, the capability of the building. And it doesn't really matter what the business people agree to when it gets down to the lease. If it doesn't reflect the things that Sharon and Kathleen have told you need to have and the things that Marilyn has told you were promised to you, then it doesn't matter because you're signing something and whatever it is you sign goes. So Sharon's going to say, you need somebody, a lawyer on this team.
Now you've been through this process, you've spoken with Marilyn, you've spoken with Kathleen, Sharon. Oh my goodness, what am I getting myself into? Now I've got to talk to a lawyer. This is just going to be a nightmare. What I do and what I bring to the deal and to your lease. At the end of the day, I will hopefully make the deal happen. One of the nice things about the area of law that I practice is that both sides typically are looking towards the same end. They both want this to resolve this deal the same way. The landlord wants to lease you the space, and you want to lease that space. So when it comes to me, we're going to see what we can do to make that happen.
I'm Karen Dome, president of Just Stand Realty. I'm also a member of NYCRU. I am on the board of directors of NYCRU, as well as the community liaison for community outreach here. We are very excited today because NYCRU is all about advancing the success of women in commercial real estate through influence, power, and opportunity. We are very happy to have this relationship with Blossom and YEM and the girls from Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn. And we're doing this exciting program, DIG, to develop, inspire, and grow these girls, to give them some empowerment to explore opportunities in real estate and to build their self-esteem, and also to actually be there mentoring this relationship.
I'm done with this. I'm done with this warehouse and lazy, rotten landlord. But I don't want to go be a tenant anymore. I want to own my building, or I want to lease the whole thing. I don't want to share it with anybody anymore. But one of the things that Kelly's going to say to her is, okay, if you're interested in that space and all of the other things work out, that building, we need to find out who else might have an interest in it. And she's going to ask Pauline Anderson Brown to help her find out who else might have an interest in that building property that you're looking to buy or lease the whole thing.
Based on the type of landlord that you have, and there's something you could learn about the landlord in doing a title search. What kind of business person is your landlord, for instance? you know, what is hidden on the property? Are there any things that would limit the space that you would be renting? The title search would tell you all of that.
You said courses. What kind of courses does that take? Do you have to go to like a retail school to be like a retail person?
I was wondering, as women in a field dominated by men, what are the challenges that y'all had getting your foot in the door?
Now I work there as a manager of the Blossom Boutique, which is our entrepreneurial piece that we have there with the girls between ages of 11 and 21. Oftentimes girls are overlooked for career development in different arenas. Maybe it's contracting, maybe it's real estate, whatever it may be. I'm just glad that today they get the opportunity to meet and greet and actually come up with a project and work together and learn from each other. And it's a really phenomenal program.
My question is for Kathleen. I plan to go to college for accounting, so I was wondering, like, how does your education in accounting, how did that complement commercial real estate?
After your lunch, you're going to go into your meeting room, you're going to talk about the project description while you eat.
Do each of us has to be like one of y'all?
No. You guys are acting as the tenants.
Second floor is more administrative, so that could be where the rooms are. And then also, like you guys were saying earlier, the rooms where you can rent out to people to help make your own rent back.
Right, and if we move, it's going to be 20% higher.
Yeah.
So
If you move into the area.
So that could be another key point on why we should stay.
Yeah,
exactly.
What are you going to house in the building? You need administrative offices, you need classroom space, you need computers, labs, you said a gym, a cafeteria. So you got to figure that out. How many people do you think is going to fit into the community?
Hi, my name is Kanika Pettis, and I am a founding member of NYCRU. I'm a former board member. I'm very passionate about the CRU Foundation, this CRU Careers program that we're doing with the girls from YEM. A lot of it because I'm from Brooklyn as well, and some of the girls have some similar backgrounds to mine, as well as some of the girls that I grew up with. So I'm very passionate that if I can make a difference in one of their lives, that I felt like I made a contribution back into a community to which I came from.
But not everybody that go to school, like we could have a floor for like, you know, pre-K to first grade and stuff.
Recreational center, something like that.
Something, but it'll have to be like it depends on like how many floors.
Just say your name and say what you say. So
I need you to say.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you say your introduction, right, after you finish saying it, then you should say that. And after that, what's the next thing are we going to jump into?
Joe Hastings. I have been a member of NYCRU for about 4 or 5 years now. This is my second year participating in the CRU Careers. I am involved because there are so many people that have helped me in many ways through my career, both large and small ways.
The reason why I say rent, because the amount of rent is important because the building is in a bad condition and we have to make a repair.
Repairs.
Yeah, we have to repairs.
You don't have to go home or hang around in the streets. You have somewhere to go. And certain people could come and do community service also.
One space, I guess, is going to be set up for the piano. Is that what it is? And then the other space is just
Like you cut me off, as soon as I say I'm
What you mean?
Hello, my name is Kim Hardy. I am a special counsel for regulatory compliance at New York City's Department of Housing Preservation and Development. Here I've been asked to serve as a keynote speaker, and I'm delighted to share some practical knowledge with the young ladies. I really think there is a synergy here that can be replicated not just in other New York City neighborhoods, but really across this country. And it can show that what powerful people, lawyers, real estate brokers, other people in corporate America can do to really help urban youth across this country.
Oyez, oyez, oyez. Please rise while the judges of the Supreme Court of CRU enter.
Insurance, liability, and rental was $20,000. pyramid was 1,500.
Where it will have a ramp for handicaps or whoever like can't make it upstairs or anything.
To make all of the programs possible, we must have the right form of advertisement. I wanted you to put on your 3D glasses because I'm going to give you more of a hands-on view.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't think the lights the other day, but I'll get to it.
It's okay. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
What's the problem?
I'm considering leaving.
Wait. What you mean leaving? But the girls love this place.
Have an area where they could like entertain themselves and stuff. We'll have a TV and all these different kind of things. And then we just want it to be like a place where people from that community could come and they'll have fun and they'll be comfortable and feel like it's kind of like home. They're like with a family, so they can stay away from negativity that goes on in their neighborhood.
For athletics like football, baseball, basketball, things of that matter. We have a main desk and a lobby where people sign in. This way we know who's going and leaving and coming. And we have a dressing room for the theater part of our center.
Floor in the storage room. On the first floor is the lobby, commercial, and retail space. On the second floor is the music room, the library, computer room, and homework room. On the fourth floor is
After the products that the girls made, then using the e-commerce component
and I agree with you on that.
I thought that was another one too that said something.
The reason I agree with you on that, and that was one of my notes.
I spoke with the girls today about networking skills and how to make a very powerful first impression on the people that they meet in order to develop long-term relationships to further their careers. I was amazed at how articulate and poised and assertive they were with their presentations and their projects, and very confident young women.
I'd like to introduce Isis Sapp Grant, who is the Executive Director and a founding member of Youth Empowerment Mission.
Just want to thank the esteemed judges here for being involved and taking time out of your schedules. And I didn't want to leave without just telling you guys how proud I am of you for really just opening up your mind, learning something new today, and just challenging yourselves to really focus on this very broad subject. I also want to just thank the crew, all of you, for being so patient with this small not-for-profit. You know, I think this is a great example of what happens in the middle of turbulent times, economic times, when you're stretched as far as staff. Thank you for mentioning that. You know, stretched as far as staff, dealing with a lot of volunteers, and really trying to do a lot for young people. Again, Barbara, she's phenomenal all year on me about making this happen for the second time. And again, as usual, you guys did a fabulous job. This is thank you for sharing your office and your time and your efforts and your people, and we just really do appreciate it.
One of the things that the challenges that they've faced is lack of good computers. So we have a brand new, just recently released iMac laptop computer.
I was telling my clients about all the good work you're doing, and I'm looking forward to all of you being involved in our industry.
This program, run by Crew and in joint venture with NYCREW, has much more depth than the others. It's not a once or twice a year thing. It's a daily, ongoing support group. This is a great sacrifice on the part of the people that participate, because all of us, my cohorts, are extremely busy. But we find time to give women helping women and to give back what we've all been successful in.
You've done your performance and your presentation fabulously. I would now like you to sit back and think about what our next speaker has to say to you. We have Kimberly Hardy.
I'm telling you to stay in school. Everybody tells you to stay in school. ISIS, I'm sure you say that every day. But you should do that. However, if something happens, sidetracks you, what's more important is to remember to get back on track and go back to school. And there are plenty of people that have stopped going to school but have gone back. Never give up, never stop dreaming. Keep it going. Keep it going. Learning, continue learning. Read all you can learn. Read all you can. There are some magazines back there. Pick them up, take them home, browse through them. Use the copy of the Wall Street Journal subscriptions. You have free subscriptions. Make sure you go online and fill them out and get the Wall Street Journal and start reading it. And whether you're reading hard copy books or the internet, you cannot underestimate the power of reading and how much it will do to expand your horizons.
We need you to, we're going to adjourn in just a moment, get up in an orderly fashion. Tanika's going to lead you to where you can pick up your bag.